Let's see if I still remember how to do the thing. All right, we're back. I'll count us down to Risa since only you and I record this. In three, two, one. Let's hit start. All right, let's get in the zone. So sit up tall, get relaxed. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable, or look softly in front of you. And let's take three centering breaths to align ourselves. Let's start with a deep breath in through the nose. Let's let our shoulders rise and our chest expand. And then as you breathe out through your mouth, notice how the air exits your lips. Sink into your foundation. And second deep breath in. Maybe you want to sit up a little bit taller. And then long, controlled breath out as you sink back down. Relax into it. All right, last deep breath together now. Let's breathe in through the nose. And then once again, long breath out. Feel your lungs slowly contract. And then you can resume a normal breathing pattern. And then let's relax our whole body, top to bottom, head to toe. So let's start with the crown of our head. Okay, pretend that there's a string from the top of your head and it's attached to your ceiling. And the rest of your body is just hanging down, relaxed. And let's work our way down our head, so our forehead and our eyes. Continue to relax your eyelids down to your cheeks and your jaw, and relaxing your whole face. And then let's work our way down to our neck. Maybe we get a couple of neck rolls in to notice how your neck feels, but begin to relax it. Then notice how your neck connects your shoulders to your body. And let's breathe through our arms, working our way down our arms, so our biceps to the elbow, to the forearm. Take a moment to notice where your hands are and how your hands feel, whether they're clasped in your lap, your hands are touching, maybe they're resting on your knees or open faced on your knees. It doesn't matter. Going back to our torso, so our chest, down to our belly. And then take a moment to notice how those contract and expand as you're just sitting and breathing. All right, let's hit the lower half of our body. So where your bottom touches your cushion or your mat, and then down through your hamstrings and your quads, to your knees, all the way down to your shins. And I think we're all sitting cross-legged, so notice how your shins touch your feet, or not your feet, but where your shins touch, or your feet touch your mat. Just however the lower half of your body feels as you're sitting here. When you're feeling pretty relaxed now, Getting ready to move and stretch. Let's take one last deep breath into the nose. And then let's open up our eyes and breathe out. Ooh. Let's stretch our spines out. So let's turn to the left. Oh, I don't know about you, but it's been a while since I've stretched. So this should be fun. All right, so let's press our right palm into our left knee. And then turn your chin towards the left shoulder, looking behind you. And then as you exhale, let's unwind, come back to center. Let's get the other side. So, ooh, lots of cracking over here. Pressing the left palm or left hand into the right knee. I can almost see my other chair behind me. That's always my indicator how many things I can look for. All right, and then gently unwind back to center. And let's get those inner thighs. So bring your feet together in front of you. Okay, for a butterfly or a cobbler. Then gently pull your heels in towards your soft tissue. Let the knees drop down and then lean forward. Ooh. Now we have mixed feelings about this one. I know I do. I have mixed feelings about all stretching. Except hamstrings. I've always liked hamstrings. All right, let's take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, round out your back. Okay, this is always a two-stager because the second stage is always more strenuous. Oof. Okay, we're still reaching, letting the knees drop a little bit further towards the ground. All right, and then gently come on up. Let's stand up. Let's hit the hamstrings. Ugh. Ugh. Wow. All right, let's do the wide stance. Okay, stay there. I'm gonna turn on my third light. I'm really dark. Yeah. You can see my face a little bit, maybe not, whatever. Toes facing forward, legs are straight. Let's reach the arms up. Oh, I already know this one's gonna feel good. And then swan dive forward. Ooh. Ugh. All right, you can either place your hands on the ground or just fold your arms, rest them. I can tell it's been a while since I've seen this one. We meet again. Okay, if your hands are on the floor or if they're folded and you're just resting your forehead and your forearms, rock side to side, accentuating each side. Okay, you might have a more tight side. You want to work on that, feel free to do so. Otherwise, just oscillate between the two. Ooh. All right, let's go for stage two because I know we love it. Let's clasp our hands behind our back and then reach the arms or the fingers towards the front of the room. Ooh. the low hamstrings. All right, let's release the hands. Let's plant the right palm on the floor. Okay, once the right palm is planted, let's reach the left fingertips up towards the ceiling and then turn the chin up towards the ceiling on the left, opening up the left shoulder and the chest. Okay, hamstrings are still working. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And then as you breathe out through the mouth, gently bring the left arm back down. Switch palms, left palm is planted. Right fingertips are reaching up. Okay, and then we're pressing the left palm into the ground. Those hamstrings are beginning to feel more open. We love that. And then let's bring the right arm back down. Returning to the dangling position. Settling with the breath. Let's do a slow 10 count to straighten up. Okay, let's let the upper body dangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you, legs. All right, let's bring the legs back. Let's get some static stretches. Let's get shoulders. I'm going to go left arm across the top of my chest. Let's grab the elbow or grab across the left shoulder. Ooh. Give yourself one last little pull. And then release the left side. Let's get the right side. It seems like the neighbor's children are getting into the car. There's a lot of commotion. All right, one last pull on the right. Before we release the right arm, let's get the left arm behind the head. Grab the left shoulder. Ooh. Ooh. All right, let's switch sides. Let's get the right arm behind the head. Pulling on the right elbow. Then give yourself one last pull on that right elbow, and then we'll release the right arm. Let's get our necks. So let's chicken wing on the right. So grabbing the left wrist behind our back, dropping the head to the right side. Oh, wow. And then gently roll the head forward as you look down at the ground. Okay, pay attention how the stretch creeps towards the back. And then same thing, see how it moves forward as you tilt your head back and look up. Oh. And then come back to the center position. And then straighten your head back up. And let's switch sides. So let's grab the right wrist, dropping the head to the left. And every time you breathe out, see if you can drop your head a little bit more. Let's start by looking up on this side, just to switch the order. Let's roll the head forward, looking down. Bring the head back to the neutral position and then back to the center. You can release your right wrist. Let's do a standing side stretch so you can keep your feet together, keep them apart, whatever feels comfortable, but stand up tall. Let's reach the arms up towards the ceiling and listen to those shoulders. Hello. All right, let's do the right side first. So drop the right arm down, kick out the left hip. Left arm goes overhead and reaches in a straight line. And then turn the chin up towards the ceiling. Say good morning to your left hip. Ugh. Okay, reach, 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 reach. And then let's bring the right arm back up. Okay, give me a little mini reach with both arms up to the top. And let's get the other side. So drop the left arm to the left side. Right arm reaches up in a straight line. And then we're saying hello to our right hip. Oh. Same thing, give yourself one last reach with that right arm. And then we'll bring the left arm back up. And then bring the hands to heart center as you bring the head back. We can keep the hands there. We're going to do malasana. So the upper body's already in place. Find yourself a nice medium width stance, toes facing out slightly. And let's just lower ourselves down. Fine. And we're breathing. Rather, hopefully we're breathing. Oh my goodness. I used to think I was talking too much during the instruction, then I realized I need it for myself. All right, and then let's gently place our hands on the legs. Support yourself coming up. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do a split leg hamstring stretch. So just I'm going to pivot over 90 degrees to my left. And remember, heels are in line, left toes are facing forward. And then start with the arms up top. And then swan dive over the straight left leg. Drive the right hip towards the front ankle. Ooh. One thing I am excited about not, or rather about being back home, is not having a ton of mosquito bites. The last 2 weekends, there were lots of mosquitoes. Ugh. Anyhow, give yourself one last reach with that right hip towards the front ankle. Feel the pinch in the left hamstring. Nice. Let's bend the left knee and come on up. And I'm just going to pivot 180 degrees on my heels. Okay, so the right toes are facing forward, my heels are in line. And then arms are back up top. And then we're going to swan dive. Ooh. I have the block on this side. But drive the left hip towards the right ankle. Okay, square up your hips. Feel the additional pinch in the right hamstring. Ugh. Okay, see how far down you can drop your torso. Really getting every last millimeter out of the hamstring stretch. And then we're going to bend the right knee and come on up. All right, let's do some hip action. So you can just drop down to your left knee. Okay, take your time. Right foot is planted in front of you. And I think we all know the drill at this point. But rotate your hip forward. Feel the pinch in the left hip. If you want to add the left arm. I know I want to, but I'm not sure my left hip wants to. But we're gonna do it anyways. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna stay here for a while because this feels good, but so we're at 30 more seconds, so continue to ease into it or come out and back in, whatever feels good. Ooh. It's about halfway, still stretching out the left side. Ooh. Three, two, one, drop the arm. You can either switch legs or I'll turn around just to get the other side. All right, so left foot's planted in front. We're rotating that hip forward. Optional right arm. Oh, groaning helps. Let the demons out. Yeah. Give yourself one last reach with that right arm or rotating yourself on the hip. Oh, that feels great. All right, let's drop the right arm. You can release the stretch. Let's do some moving options. So gently stand up, hear your knees crack, come to the front of your mat. Oh, all right. Let's stand up nice and tall, legs and feet together. Bring the arms up, look through the hands, reach for the ceiling, and then swan dive forward. Take your time. We're going to do 2 warm-up swan dives. And then come up to flat back, resting the hands and the knees. And then breathe out, round out your back, reach towards the ground, and then reverse swan dive. To the hands are at the top. That's 1. Let's swan dive all the way down. Saying hello to the hamstrings once again. Okay, up to flat back, hands are back on the knees. And then exhaling, rounding at the back, getting a little bit lower this time, and then reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. And then third swan dive, come down and into it. Up to flat back. Alrighty, and then as you exhale here, come down, plant both palms on the mat. Let's step back, plank. And then let's chaturanga down into our first upward dog of the day. Okay, so you can get on the tops of the feet and the palms of the hands. And then return to a plank position. Give me a push up here. Into downward dog. It's back. It's a classic. We all love it. But make sure the hands and fingers are spread evenly. Push the floor away. We're hitting those calves and obviously the shoulders. But let's focus on each calf individually. So bend the left knee and push the right heel a little bit lower down towards the mat. And then swap sides, bending the right knee, driving the left heel down. Let's hit each side 3 times individually. So back to the right. Not quite as long. Then over to the left for a second time. All right, last cycle individually. So back to the right. So the left knee is bent. Ugh. All right, last time for the individual. So just the left. All right, let's straighten up both legs. Neutral downward dog. Let's do a sun salutation. So step the feet towards the hands. Take your time. Then reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. And then swan dive down. Okay, hopefully the hamstrings are really open now. Up to flat back. And then rounding out the back, let's plant both palms, return to plank position. Let's chaturanga down, elbows at your sides into an upward dog. Back to plank, optional push up here and into downward dog. Let's do our warrior sequence. I know we've all been craving this. Feet together. Let's start with the left side. So float the left leg up into the air and then swing the left leg through and plant it in front. And come into arms up. I meant crescent pose, not warrior one. So with that right heel, it should be reaching for the mat, but it's up in the air. Hopefully the front knee is tracking over the front ankle. I know I'm feeling my right hip, but reach the arms and fingers up towards the ceiling. Prepping for prayer twist. So bring the hands to heart center and transition into prayer twist on the left. Okay, so that right elbow is pressed into the left knee or left quad. Hands are stacked. Maybe there's a little pressure with your hands against each other. But that left elbow is pointed up towards the ceiling. And we're breathing. Very good. Let's return to crescent pose. So bring that right elbow out, reach both arms up towards the ceiling. And then bring the arms and torso back down to the ground. Plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank. And let's chaturanga down. Upward dog. Hands at the sun salutation. So back to plank first. And then step the feet towards the hands. And reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. Swan dive down. Up to flat back. And then exhaling, rounding at the back. Plant both palms. Step back to plank. And let's chaturanga down to our upward dog. Back to plank. Push up here. And into downward dog. Both shoulders cracking now. 8. All right. Feet together. Let's do the right side. So bring the right leg up into the air. And swing that right leg through and plant it in front. Come into crescent pose on the right. Okay. Left heel is now reaching for the mat. Arms are reaching for the ceiling. You're saying hello to the left hip once again. Prepping your mind for prayer twist on the right. So bring the hands together at heart center and then come into prayer twist on the right. Say hello to your cat. Out. Hello, cat. And goodbye, cat. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Let's return to crescent pose. So reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then bring the arms and torso back down. Plant both palms. Right leg comes back to plank. Let's chaturanga down. Do an upward dog. Back to plank. Set the feet towards the hands. And reverse swan dive. Hands are at the top. Ooh. Swan dive all the way down. Oh my goodness, the lower back. Up to flat back. And then rounding out the back, plant both palms. Let's return to a plank position and then chaturanga down. into our upward dog. Back to plank, push up here on our way to downward dog. Now we're going to do our warrior sequence. So we're back on the left side. So feet together behind us. Float the left leg up into the air. And then swing it on through. Plant the left foot in front. And as the arms come up, that back heel is now planted on the mat. But that front knee should be tracking over the front ankle. Okay, arms are parallel, reaching for the ceiling. Gaze looking forward. And then let's go arms front and back for warrior two. Okay, palms should be parallel to the ground. Maybe give yourself one deep exhale, settle in a little bit deeper. And then let's dip back into our reverse warrior, putting a little bit of weight on the back leg with the right hand, reaching for the back of the room with the left fingertips. And then back to warrior two. And let's do a standard triangle pose. So pretend someone's got your favorite dessert in front of you and reach for it with the left hand. Reach, 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 reach. Reach no further. Drop the left fingertips, left palm, left fist, whatever, to the ground. Okay, turn the chin and look up. That right arm should be reaching up to the ceiling. I say we skip the pretzel variation today, so we're going to hold it this pose for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's pop gently back into warrior two. Okay, make sure you're down and low into that warrior two. Work that left quad. And then dipping back into reverse warrior. Gotta undo everything we've done. Back to warrior two. And then swing that right arm forward and up for warrior one. And then as your torso comes down, that back heel should come out. Plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank. Let's chaturanga down. Do an upward dog. Back to plank. That's sun salutation. So step towards the hands. Reverse swan dive. Until the hands are at the top. Swan dive down. Okay, hopefully your lower backs are thanking you. Up to flat back. Rounding at the back as you breathe out. Plant both palms. Returning to plank. Let's chaturanga down. Or upward dog. Back to plank. Push up here if you like. On the way to downward dog. And then we'll hit the right side. So feet together. Let's float the right leg up into the air. And then swing it on through. Plant it in front. We come into warrior one on the right. Settle in with the breath. Palms facing one another. And then it's coming to warrior two. Okay, arms and palms parallel, chin facing forward. And then let's dip back into reverse warrior. See how far back you can reach with those right fingertips. And then back to warrior two. And then reach forward, 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 forward. So you can no longer reach. Right palm is on the ground. Or right side, whatever works best for you. Okay, every time you breathe out, see if you can steady yourself. Find that anchor point in the pose. All right, in 3, 2, 1, let's pop back up. Into warrior two. Dip back into reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two. Swing that left arm forward up for warrior one. And then as the arms come down, that back heel comes up, planting both palms. Right leg comes back to plank, and let's chaturanga down into upward dog. Back to plank, step the feet towards the hands, and in one motion, drop your bottom down. Your arms come up for chair pose. The arms should be parallel, your palms should be facing one another. And you want a straight line from your bottom through your torso, all the way to your fingertips. Keeping your upper body where it is, gently straighten up the lower half of your body. Okay, let's get the heels off the ground. Reach for the ceiling, working the calves. Giving the one last reach, work those calves. And then as you breathe out, return the heels down. Bring the palms together at heart center. And let's do twisting chair pose to the left. So right elbow pressed into the left knee. And if you notice your knees aren't very bent and your bottom's up in the air, see how far you can bend the knees. Drop down low into it. Okay. And then exit the pose, come back to center, and then reach on up, returning the balance to the toes, reaching up towards the ceiling with the fingertips. And maybe long exhales through the mouth, fogging up a mirror. And then let's return the heels down to the mat, bring the hands back to center, and let's even ourselves out with twisting chair pose on the right. Ooh. Okay, let's come back to center. And then last time here, reaching up for the ceiling, getting the heels off the mat, working the calves. Let's do a long 10 count on this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then lower yourself down. Bring the hands back to center. Okay, I'm gonna grab my water bottle real quick. It's across the room. And then we'll do tree. Ugh. All right. So let's do left side first. So plant that left foot, bring the right foot somewhere in the left leg if you can. You can also keep a toe on the ground, whatever's comfortable. And add the arms up top or to the center. Really, whatever helps you find your own balance. As you breathe. All right, I'll count us down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's exit the right leg. Shake out my left ankle. All right, let's get the other side. So let's get 98% of the weight on the right leg, right foot. Bring the left foot into position. Add the arms as needed. And maybe stare at something like a dot on the wall. And then we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh. All right, let's shake out that right ankle and then have a seat. Ugh. And we all know we're going to do table, so get yourself ready for that. So feet are in the front, hands are behind, and then prop yourself up into a table. And every time I get up and down off the ground, I always think of blue zones. How in Japan they don't have furniture. Or one city in Japan where they have centurions, they don't have furniture, which I thought was interesting. And it forces you to get up and off the ground a lot. They have a high concentration of really old people. And Elizabeth's against it. That's a long way of saying we're gonna have to replace our couch soon. Anywho, give yourself one last push with the pelvis up towards the ceiling. And then let's drop our bottoms gently back down to the mat. We're going to do bridge next. So lie down on your back. You can keep your feet and legs where they are. Ooh. All right. Let's clasp the fingertips underneath us and roll on to the shoulders and press the feet into the ground. Okay, don't let the knees go out. And we're pressing. Okay, using the glutes and the hamstrings and the lower back. We're gonna go one vertebra at a time to lower ourselves back down. So using the lower half of our body, control it. Don't just crash. Come down nice and easy. Ugh. Okay, let's hit those glutes next since we're already in position. So I'm going to start with my right ankle, right foot on my left quad. Let's grab the left leg. Whew. Okay, feel that right glute begin to stretch out. And let's do 3 extended breaths. I'll call it out. So let's breathe into the nose. We a long breath out. Feel the air as it exits your lips, relaxing your whole body. Letting the stretch get deeper on the right glute. Number 2, let's breathe in. And then long controlled breath out. And then last breath for the right side. Breathe into the nose. And exhale. Oh my goodness. Okay, you can gently release the left leg. Let's plant the right foot back down. Get the left ankle into place. Ooh. And then grabbing the right shin or the right hamstring. Okay, let's see if we can get the left glute as stretched as the right one. So breathe in through the nose. Oh, and then give me a long breath out. Oh, I think this side needed it more than the right side for me anyways. Okay, number 2, let's breathe in. And then controlled breath out. Very good. And then last one here, let's breathe in. And then long breath out. Oh my goodness. All right, let's release the right side. Let's bring both legs down to the ground. We're gonna do one for our backs. So let's hug in the right knee towards our chest. Okay, pull, pull, pull. Enjoy that little stretch there. And then let's pull the right leg over to the left side of our body. Extend out the right arm to the right, looking to the right. Okay, same deal. Long breaths out, and every time, see if you can twist a little bit further, releasing any tension in your spine. Uh, okay, we're still going. Let's do one last deep breath together for this side. So breathe in through the nose, and then long breath out. Okay, very good. Let's bring that right leg back to the ground. Let's hug the left knee in. And then pull the left knee over to the right side of our body. Oh, groaning as you get there as needed. Oh my goodness. Maybe many groans. Remember, you're on mute, so no one knows anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's at least what I tell myself. Except I'm not muted. But that's okay. All right, that's about long enough. Let's bring the left leg gently back to center. We're gonna stay on our backs for happy baby. So, both legs up in the air, arms on the inside parts of the legs, but then let's grab the outside parts of our feet and then pull the feet down towards the ground, pulling the knees towards the underarms. Feel those inner thighs, and then just gently rock side to side. Pay attention to how your spine feels against your mat. Massage your spine while stretching your inner thighs. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. Great. Let's use the weight of our legs to sit back up. Ooh. Hello. Let's do our cat cow. Okay, taking our time to get there. So, let my mat 3 or 4 times for my knees. And we're getting on all fours. Let's do 5 breath cycles. Okay, hands are planted underneath the shoulders. And then let's breathe in and bring the head and bottom up, pressing the chest down towards the ground. Then exhale, rounding out the back. If your toes are still on the ground, untuck the feet. Okay, inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head back down. Okay, inhale, head up. I think that's number 4. If not, we'll consider it number 4. And then round out the back, bring the head back down. Pretend like you're pressing your back into the ceiling or towards the ceiling. Okay, last cycle here. Inhale, head up. Oh. Then exhale, head back down. And then come into a neutral spine. Pop off my mat, flatten it back out. Let's do pigeon. Okay, since we're most of the way there, kind of. I like to start a plank position. I'm gonna start with my right leg in front. Okay, untuck the back toes, the left foot. So my shin is about 90 degrees to the right side of my body. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna hold this one for like 45 seconds. I definitely need it. This one for 45 seconds. So just hang out. And we'll have the quad stretch, don't you worry. We all love a good quad stretch. Ooh. Maybe about 10 seconds left. So sink as low as you can into it. And then we're going to plant both palms in front. Bring the torso up. Let's grab or reach for the left leg, adding the left quad. Oh yeah. Okay, pull and reach. Let's hold for 3, 2, 1. Releasing the left foot. Planting both palms, bringing the right leg back to plank. And then let's bring the left leg forward, untucking the back toes. Ugh. And we're not going to cheat the left leg, so we're going to stay here for 45 seconds. Ooh. And just like the rest of all the other poses, every time you breathe out, see if you can relax the body, accentuating the stretch as you go. And we're about 10 seconds left, so make the most of it. And let's plant both palms in front and then reach back with the right arm. Oh, pulling the left heel, right heel into your body or towards your body. Releasing the right glute. I'm sorry, the right quad. Ooh. All right, let's release that right foot. Let's enter our closing sequence. So start by sitting on your heels. Knees are about as wide as your mat. Ugh. And then breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, come forward, bring the arms down to the mat for child's pose. Forearms are down on the mat. Rest your forehead or your temple on the ground. And just settle and relax. And we're going to add a side stretch here. So let's start with the right. Okay. Put the right hand out to the right about 1.5 feet and stack the left hand over the right hand. And feel that lovely stretch all the way down your left side. Ooh. Ooh. And return to center for just a moment. And then let's reach the left arm out to the left and stack our right hand over the left hand. And let's feel that same stretch, but down the right side from the hip all the way to your right fingertips. Oh, go back to center. Settling with the breath once again. Come forward out of child's pose. Let's rotate onto our backs for corpse pose. All right, you can leave your arms at your sides. Relax the body. Do a body scan. Notice if any part feels better than it did from when we started. Let's go 60 seconds and I won't say anything starting in 3, 2, 1. That was about a minute. Let's reach the arms overhead, point the toes at the bottom, give me a nice morning stretch. I'm even yawning, it's so realistic. But feel free to wriggle side to side, stretch it out. And then let's roll on to one side and rest your head and face right on your hands. Take a moment here for yourself. And then when you're ready, whichever arm is on top, plant that palm on the floor and push yourself back into sitting position. Where's my water? All right, back to where we started. So lengthen the spine. I'm going to close my eyes because that's comfortable, but optional. And let's do our 3 audible breaths. So let's breathe in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. Oh. Number 2, sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath in and breathe out with some sound. Oh. All right, last one. Let's breathe in through the nose. And breathe out with some sound. Oh. Let's bring our hands to Namaste at heart center. You may repeat after me if you wish. May you have clear and kind intentions. Let's raise our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Let's lower our hands to our lips. May you have clear and kind communications. And then returning our hands to our hearts. And as always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends. Ugh.
Much missed, much needed. Thank you.
We're back.
Yes, we're back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joseph. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Until next time.
Next time.
See ya. Oh.